Hi, it's Sonia and welcome back to my art YouTube channel. As you can see, this is a little bit of a different video for me. I'm bringing you along on a sketch run that I did recently in my local area. I've been meaning to get out and about sketching more, and I thought I'd bring you along and show you just a quick some of my processes. I do talk while filming, which I did feel a little bit self-conscious about, but now I'm back in the studio. I think at the end I will go over the work and yeah, just have a recap. But here we go for the rest of the video. So I'm out here for a run sketching session just to show it is me, and yeah, basically there's no one here at the moment because it feels a bit weird doing this next to my phone, which I wouldn't normally do. But yeah, I'm going to switch the angle and I'm going to try and bring you along on this session. I've just made a quick sketch, so let's see. Okay, so I just did a quick sketch of across the bay from this bench, and I've used my trusty brush pen. So yeah, I don't know how this video will go because this is the first time I've ever done something like this. Hold on, I don't even show my legs, but oh gosh. So yeah, I've got a pencil. I just brought out this pencil case and I'm keeping an eye because I feel I don't really want to see me talking to myself. Well, not to myself, but anyhow. And I bought my rucksack. So this is a running rucksack I got ages ago that, to be honest with you, I haven't really used because I guess I had this in mind and just if I wanted to run between places. So it's quite lightweight, and I've deliberately this time only brought out, I've got with me 2 small sketchbooks. This is a new Art Talons one that I'm trying out. It's got a lot of pages compared, so that's going to take me a while to fill, but this is going to be my new rucksack sketchbook. Then I have this one that I took away, and this is a watercolour one. I haven't brought, what I could next time if I'm like keys, I have this, whoops, where's my, oh yeah, put them in the back of this pocket. Is I probably should have brought a little tripod, shouldn't I, so this wouldn't be such a jerky terrible, so I'm having to use one hand. I've got one set of ink tents. I got these ages ago and I've not really used them. I got them in the UK, so I feel like I should try them out here. And then I have a little tin of these I took away with me, these little Caran d'Ache crayons, and that is it, and one brush pen. And then in this, yeah, here is mostly, I've just got like some rainbow pencils and pens. So yeah, sorry about the quality of this video because I've never done filming outside before, to be quite honest with you, and it's quite hot in this spot, so I think I'm gonna also change areas. But then actually I quite like the view over there, so I might try and sketch that while it's quiet here, because you get people walking and like fishing and stuff. Okay, so let's see what I do next. Okay, I did a couple of sketches of this scene. I need to take a picture actually. So this one here, I used the ink tents. So I did no, that's not true. I used the Neocolour crayon, the pink one first, to put a sketch down. I deliberately chose that because I was like, in my experience when I have used these ink tents once before, is I get quite muddy sometimes with the colours. So I thought maybe if I've got a pink outline, that will try and keep it fresh. I don't know, I'm feeling rusty sketching outdoors, like the elements. I feel like I'm in this, I need to move from here because I feel like I'm really in the sun now. And yeah, it's different. It's very different sketching outdoors. I'm with people who, even though there's no one around, it's just, I don't know, I'm slightly out of my comfort zone. It's good. And then I added the paints, the ink tents, and then I added a little bit more crayon as well. I think this is good for enough for me as a beginning sketch to like work from and just capture the scene a little. Then I thought, let's just do a really quick pencil sketch. I mean, this is also to show that actually you could have a little book like this in your pocket and you could just have a pencil or one pen and you've got the means to get some notes down wherever you are. And with our phones now, you can always take snaps for reference as well. Okay, so I'm going to move from here, but that's what I did. Okay, like I found a second spot to sketch. I could find a nice one, but one of the things I'm trying to work on is not take ages settling down. I've tried to limit my time out here today. Like I want this not to be a long session because I also want to show that you can fit it in, like if you just got an hour. So let's get going, because then I'm gonna go home. Okay, so this one is from this view here, and then I have done, and I've did a quick was it brush pen sketch over there, and then the only other sketch, I'm gonna call it a day now, is, hold on, which is this? It's like looking over there. Yeah, so here, those are some very quick sketches, and that's it for my outdoor sketching session. Okay, so I'm back in the studio now, and it's a day later, and I thought I would just quickly, well, try and be quick, sum up my conclusions for outdoor sketching and have a quick look. So yeah, I mean, this, what's worked, so I'm just having a quick look back myself really. So I did do, how long did I actually take? I think probably an hour sort of running there, stopping to draw, probably 30, I reckon this is like 30 to 35, I should probably time it more accurately, but the point was it was a fairly quick sketching session, so I got a few sketches in. I've also got some sketchbooks, older sketchbooks here to have a look at, because I think it's good to look at different work in these videos, which shows some more sort of plein air. I need to find the pieces sketching. But I have just wanted to quickly try and focus on some of the things that I've learned through that one session and what I'm going to be carrying forward. And yeah, let me know if you want to see more videos with outdoor sketching. So I guess I'm just sort of looking at how I can incorporate it more and make myself do it more. So I guess you can also join urban sketch groups in your area sometimes. I did do it in London, and I think I did it once in Switzerland. And there were some sketch groups here actually in San Francisco as well. Garden parks, on holiday. And then I was sort of thinking about how, like, I did this on a run just because it made it quicker for me to get there, do a bit of sketch, and it incorporated a little bit of exercise as well. But like on hikes, I guess it's a way of, I'll put it here actually, getting out into nature. So you can combine two things. The whole, like, you know, it's good for us to get out into nature, have a little bit of exercise, maybe run, cycle, or sometimes I don't take it for granted that different areas you can't like walk to, or you might have to drive to and then stop to get out. But also, like, one thing that's good if you can park somewhere and then walk is often some of these parks are quite expensive for parking. So yeah, just a way of, oh, and the other thing I thought of is actually I could still do a little bit of so much outdoor sketching, but from a car or even in a car park, like, but you go a bit early before I do my grocery shopping. I think it's better to do it beforehand, because after, I think otherwise I just wouldn't do it afterwards because I've got to get all the stuff home. But like, you know, give yourself 30 minutes or 20 minutes before you go somewhere, because you're somewhere different. Have a quick walk, find a bench, do a quick sketch, and then get on with your jobs. The other thing that I've been doing, actually I have been sketching outside, is while waiting around. So for example, like at soccer pickups, or if you're kids or you're just waiting around somewhere, it's a chance often, especially if you've got a little tiny sketchbook, to get a quick sketch in rather than, but can I just say, I'm not good at this, because if I think about it recently, there have been adequate opportunities I could have done that. And a lot of the time I do end up just pointing because my phone's up there, scrolling on my phone, so I'm guilty of that as well. What I've discovered with the kits, so I remember going to it was life drawing actually, and the tutor said he was doing a bit of life drawing with us, and he always had a pocket sketchbook in his pocket, like literally a tiny one, and one pen, and that's all you need really, like, or even a pencil, just a small sketchbook and a pencil are kind of like the minimum materials that you need. And as I say, this is going to go back into my everyday rucksack. And then I was thinking, but then if you want to extend it a bit, and even, you know, as I demonstrated on my run, like a little palette, bit watercolour, gouache on those travel palettes, doesn't really weigh that much. The only thing is, if you are running or cycling, just be careful of the terrain. Like, I think the bouncing has cracked the palettes here. And yeah, just a little tin of, you know, you can even minimise this even more. A few crayons, adds a bit of colour, and pencils. This is my pencil case. One thing I did want to mention here is something that I'm intending to do is I realise what's really good for me is to swap up my kit. So I think I'm going to also make an effort to change around. I took this away with me. Ever so often, maybe once a month, change up what's in your rucksack sketching kit or your outdoor sketching kit. But at the same time, keep it minimal. I think, yeah, I don't want to have too much stuff. And then you could also take a bit of collage paper for mistakes. Or I see one of the reasons I did this video and kept it lightweight is there's a lot of also videos where people are going on retreats or professional artists who are doing proper plein air outdoor sketching, and they obviously will pack a lot more stuff, and I get that. But for while I'm starting out, what's going to work for me if I want to get going is to keep it light. And here's a note to myself: I don't want to spend more time packing my kit than I have to make art. So that's why I think sort of having a small kit that's you can just stick in your bag or even leave there just means, you know, you're all set, because I do not like packing. It's perhaps because I've moved around a lot, but yeah, that's one of my least favourite things. The making of the art always is a bit more important. And then what else? Oh, in public, as you could probably observe, that even though there was no one there, I felt a bit self-conscious because I was like talking to you but to my phone. And yeah, so someone said, I think it's Samira said about confidence sketching. Yeah, I don't feel very confident sometimes if it's very crowded or there are people there. I really don't. I still feel like a beginner. I am a beginner in some senses with this sort of outdoor sketching. I have done it quite a bit. That's not true, but how I always feel a bit, I don't feel confident. So I think it's helpful when you're getting back into something to go somewhere that you know, which is what I did, somewhere quiet, relatively simple, so you're not overwhelmed by the scene or there's too much stuff. And then one tip I quite like, which actually did also work, is I have if you have AirPods in, I'm not saying it to be safe, obviously. Maybe if you're not, you need to be aware of your surroundings, don't have them on, but you can still have some earpods in your ears to look like you're working or listening, or, you know, you're busy. So that way I think it's less likely that you're going to be interrupted. And that's not to say sometimes I wouldn't mind having a chat, but for those of us who've only trying to get our sketching into a finite time, you sometimes just want to get on with it and not be, you just want to focus. And what did I put else? Oh yeah, you can have, sometimes in a cafe scene, I like to have my back to a wall so no one can come up behind me, or I can be, startled, as it were. You don't want to spend too long finding a spot, but it's good to have a little consideration. Then what I did do with this is try and put a time limit onto this. Like I said, in my head, I was like, I need to be back to get on with some other stuff. So, if you only got an hour, that means you can break down how long you want to sketch for. And actually, I think getting a smaller time limit just gets you going. I'll show you some older sketches, but I feel like I actually did get quite a lot done in 30 minutes really. Whereas if I think, sometimes you can just end up dawdling. Then there's this is kind of for myself, but maybe you're thinking this, especially, I do know there are some students who watch this, if you've got, I've got projects, or you're trying to make your own projects, what are your aims with this? So I feel like with outdoor sketching, it can really vary. And I mention this because I think, again, on YouTube, and maybe I'm guilty of this as well, sometimes you can see all these videos and people are doing amazing, quite beautiful finished work, but you have to remember, what are you trying to get out of this? And that's going to be so individual. So this is sort of different things. Is it for practice? Are you wanting to practice getting better at urban sketching? You've got to start somewhere. So I don't love some of these, but I did some sketching. Getting outside, you trying to just get, sometimes it's a good thing to get outside, because I can get a bit of a homebody. It'd be very easy just to stay in, you know, the studio and draw from photos. But is it just like an artist day? Is it an aim to have a go, get outside? Changing up methods, it's a chance also, if we are getting a bit samey, especially with landscapes, to make ourselves maybe, you know, use a material that we don't often, take it with us, and that's all you've got. What else? Oh, material for the studio. So I've seen also online, like a lot of people do, great, they go somewhere and they do a sketch, and it's not even sometimes people, I've seen some like sort of more abstracted landscapes, they're just getting a feel for a place and making notes, and then they'll come back to the studio, and then they've got their memories, they've got the sketches, their photos, so it can really add to your final piece. Or are you going, and then I've also seen the opposite, like where people are doing beautiful finished, you know, final pieces on site. Is it a project? Because you could make it to have an aim. Sometimes it's good to have a project, like I was going to do, I think I talked about before, like a once weekly urban sketching thing, which now it's better weather, maybe I will, but I kind of got put off by the weather. So you could say my aim is to fill a sketchbook or make a little tiny zine. What have I got here? Nature, yeah, so getting out, as I said, into nature as well sometimes, or just outside, and maybe that's a little bit of art therapy comes into that. Oh, and then there's all sorts of different ideas, isn't there, really? Like you could it doesn't have just to be urban sketching or like practice traditional sketching. You could do continuous lines, you could do like illustration in a way, or you can make stuff up a bit. Like the other thing to say, which is another tip, is if there's something in your sketch that you don't like, either challenge yourself, okay, make yourself draw a car. But sometimes I just leave the cars out, quite frankly. And if there's a bin, sometimes I add the bin because it's a bit of colour. But if I don't want the bin there, I just leave it out, like just put a bit of grass. So, you know, your sketchbook, your prerogative, as per usual, really. Okay, and that's it from now. Let's probably more the interesting bit. Let's have a look at, these are some really old sketchbooks, because I had, you know, to be fair, I have done a lot of I've done drawing. I used to do a lot more drawing from life. I mean, that was the thing. I was probably a bit more traditional. So, for example, this is from like a garden, and yes, I think this is watercolour, and then a fine liner, which here that was like a so these small sketchbooks I think are great as well if you just want to quickly get a scene down. I was looking over in Italy, looking over some rooftops. One of my tips, my big tip, has always been, I've repeated it a lot, but just to draw in pen, get a drawing down, and then you can come in with paint later on, because I sometimes feel in certain scenarios getting the paints out is just one more thing to do, that actually, especially if you want to make the most of a scene. Yeah, this was the one, I went on one urban sketching thing in Switzerland because my husband was very kind and babysat the kids because they were really little then. So, and then I did do quite a lot of urban sketching. I think, yeah, I feel like I did use fine liners. Well, you can see, I did use fine liners an awful lot. Yeah, I have to say, I feel, so let's have a look. I did use a pencil. Sometimes an 8B pencil, you can really get, this isn't scrapey with it, but I don't know why, I just like a pen. A pen, you make mistakes, that's it. Not that, to be honest with you, I had an eraser or rubber, I couldn't even have got rid of that if I wanted to. And then here, this one is funny, I nearly forgot, I didn't used to like to buy proper sketchbooks. I used to buy these notebooks and use them for on-scene sketching because it's a bit cheaper. So I'm trying to, I should have marked the page, shouldn't I? So these ones, I wanted to show this segment. Where is it? Yeah, here. I like this spread was one of my, I remember sitting in I think it was in a cafe, and I sketched in San Francisco. Then I came back and added the gouache. So I just often just do these pen sketches. And sometimes I don't add any colour. Like this scene I like from the bridge and near the Embarcadero, and yeah, that's worked out well. And I kind of like, you find these little alleyways with the... And then here, again, yeah, quick brush pen. I feel like actually I do probably haven't really changed my style all that much. This is 2019. And then finally, a little bit different. As I say, I do get a bit, where is it in here? So yeah, a big felt tip sometimes, sketching quickly. Oh, and then this is the I really like. Okay, this is a bit very different one for me. This was like in Palm Springs, like the pool, and it was very, I don't know what to tell you, it's kind of loose and obviously very brisk, but there's something about it that brings me back to that scene, and I think I prefer more than had I done a detailed pencil sketch, quite frankly. The colours, just playing around. This one, I remember this area went wrong. It was by a cove and people were snorkeling, but I like how I like the busyness. I kind of like that. So you play around with different materials sometimes helps as well. But yeah. Okay. So anyway, I hope this video might be useful to anyone who's into outdoor sketching as a beginner, and yeah, it certainly incentivized me to keep going. And let me know if you do want more outdoor sketching videos, or yeah, otherwise I'll say goodbye and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.